Hey everybody, welcome to Film Freaks. I'm Megan, and today I am giving you my film recommendations for Valentine's Day that don't include romantic comedies. I'll be sure to leave links in the description for each one so you can easily get to them. Be sure you stay till the end because I'm going to give you some fun facts about each film. Also, before we get started, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004. Joel Barish goes to see his girlfriend Clementine at work to try to reconcile a few days after they've had a terrible fight. He's heartbroken to find she acts as though she has no idea who he is and has seemingly already started a new relationship. It's finally revealed to Joel that Clementine has had a procedure done to completely erase him from her memory. As retribution, he's elected to have the same procedure done, forever removing her from his mind. However, during the procedure, he begins to regret his decision and is desperate to hold on to the memories. This movie was so well done, from the acting to the story to even how they do the timeline. You don't know when it is until you know when it is. I get that doesn't make sense, but when you watch the movie, you'll know what I mean. As far as the acting goes, Jim Carrey is phenomenal. We all know that we're used to seeing him do these crazy characters like Ace Ventura and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. But in this movie, he gives such an honest portrayal of the shy, insecure, reclusive Joel. Even Kate Winslet, we're so used to seeing her portray these stuffy characters in these period pieces. She was in Hamlet, she was in, obviously, Titanic. But in this movie, she's this strong woman that doesn't give a shit. She's just out there, she's confident, she's got different hair colors throughout the entire movie. It's really neat to see how her and Jim Carrey almost switch places in a way. The movie just really beautifully illustrates the importance of all the relationships we have, even the most painful ones. All right, number 2, The Crow, 1994. 1 year after Eric Draven and his fiancée Shelley are murdered, he is resurrected by a crow on what's known as Devil's Night so he can enact vengeance on the people who killed them. I love this movie. I think it's possibly my most favorite film. I think it's romantic, but it additionally has some of the most badass fight scenes. It's important to understand that Eric is not this new superhero. He's not here to fight all bad guys or to fight all crime. He is here for one purpose and one purpose only: to destroy the lives of the people who destroyed the life that he and his fiancée should have had together. I would be remiss not to mention the soundtrack because it plays a really big role in why this movie is as good as it is. Eric Draven was in a rock band before he died, so it does make sense that they would make music such a pivotal part in building the atmosphere. There's one scene in the beginning of the movie where Eric is running on the rooftop, it's nighttime, it's raining, the crow is flying in front of him, and you hear 9 Inch Nails' Dead Souls playing, and I swear every time this happens, I get goosebumps. It just shows how the movie works with the soundtrack, and the soundtrack works with the movie. It's incredible. Now, of course, it must be said that Brandon Lee tragically lost his life while filming this movie, but I think it's important, no matter how heartbreaking, to still pay homage to such beautiful work. All right, number 3, Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992. This version of Dracula delves deeper into the love shared between Mina and Dracula. The film begins with Dracula being sent to war to fight in the Crusades. His broken-hearted wife, Elisabetta, plunges to her death after being made to believe he died in battle. In agony and anger with God for allowing this to happen, he renounces him and vows to avenge her death using all the powers of darkness, and thus, the vampire Dracula is born. I love this one for Valentine's Day. They take timeless love and splice it with the supernatural, a little bit of horror, and as a bonus, the special effects are awesome. I don't think they really used a lot of CGI. Matter of fact, I remember there was a lot of discussion about the time it took to apply the makeup on Gary Oldman, because there was a lot. Finally, True Romance, 1993. There's a lot of good 90s movies, apparently. All right, every year on his birthday, Clarence Worley goes to the same movie theater. This year, unbeknownst to him, his boss has hired an escort, Alabama, to be there in hopes they will hit it off so that Clarence can enjoy a nice evening with a beautiful woman. The two go to bed together, and in the morning, Alabama tearfully confesses to being a call girl, but tells him she has fallen in love with him. Clarence returns her affections, and the two get married that day. Clarence's first act as her husband is to retrieve her things from the club she's been staying at. Things go wrong and Clarence winds up killing her pimp Drexel and mistakenly takes a suitcase full of narcotics rather than her belongings. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Tarantino films. It's a story of star-crossed lovers, but they are no Romeo and Juliet. These two are not going to go down without fighting. The movie has it all. Badass fight scenes, dramatic scenes, funny scenes, romantic scenes, and everything is balanced out with the happiest song played in the background. If I could do it over again, I absolutely would have incorporated this song into my wedding. It is the best, happiest song. I know you're gonna go Google it now, I don't blame you. The list of people not in this movie is probably a lot shorter than the list of people who are, but here's just a few. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Brad Pitt, Michael Rappaport, James Gandolfini, Samuel L. Jackson, Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper, and many more. It's so good. If you haven't seen this one yet, you are in for a huge treat. Now for some fun facts about each movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind has like 5 or 6 main characters. All of those people who play the main characters, with the exception of Kate Winslet, have starred in movies based off of comic books. Jim Carrey was in The Mask, he played Stanley Ipkiss. Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane from Spider-Man. Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk in the Marvel Universe movies. Elijah Wood was Kevin from Sin City. And Tom Wilkinson played Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins. Now for The Crow, there's a scene in the movie where Eric Draven quotes the Raven from Edgar Allan Poe. And it's actually ravens that you see throughout the entire movie. They didn't use any crows because ravens are bigger and their beak is more pronounced. For Dracula, and keeping with the Valentine's Day theme a little bit, Gary Oldman really wanted to do this movie because he wanted to work with Francis Ford Coppola. However, it's also been reported that when he read the script, he said he had to do this film because he wanted to know what it felt like to say, "I have crossed oceans of time to find you." And finally, for True Romance, Quentin Tarantino has said that his proudest moment of his career is the scene he wrote between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken. If you haven't seen this movie yet, get ready for it. This is one of the best moments in the film. All right, so I hope my film recs make it on your Valentine's Day watch list. Again, I'll be sure to leave the links for each film in the description so you can easily get to them. When you watch them, definitely let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your take. As always, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you never miss a new video. Bye, film freaks.